All right, now it's time for our weekly financial forecast with Tim Fitzwilliams of Fitzwilliams Financial. Thank you so much, as always.
Always a pleasure, Janet.
Okay, so we're talking about inflation. We know an inflation report came out. It wasn't good, 3.8% year over year. But we're looking at some of the drivers of this, and we know that energy is a big deal because of gas prices, fuel prices. Your take on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So our research shows that if you remove the food and energy from that, and you look at the core, really not too much movement at all, which tells us that the movement in the energy is due to what we have in the Iran conflict. Mm-hmm. And that is a major concern. Now, some countries, along with our own country, has entered into production of oil. So on the bright side, you could possibly see the lowest oil prices and gas prices we've ever seen after this all settles, because now we're in the production of it, right? Mm-hmm. Now, on the not so bright side is how long is it going to take for this conflict to end?
And nobody knows right now.
Right. And so there's something a lot of experts are talking about called the cliff. Mm-hmm. And that's the point where we're walking down this road, the longer it lasts, and eventually we get to the edge of the cliff, and that's a true energy crisis. Now, we must believe at some level, maybe the rest of the world will get involved, other people will get involved, something has to stop before we get there.
Yeah.
But that's the downside. So it's two ways to look at it, but nothing is out of the ordinary considering what's happening with the Iran conflict.
Okay. But when you think about like some of the gas prices and fuel prices, you know that indirectly also is driving up some of the food prices and just
absolutely
other things that we need.
Well, energy, oil, spillover effects are things like fertilizer.
Yeah.
That affects all food, right? So it's crazy how much it can affect it. So absolutely, it's a concern, and that's why we have that walk down the plank to the edge of the plank, to the cliff, if you will. That's the biggest concern, is how long is this thing going to last, right? And we have to believe that at some level, the buck stops here, people are going to get involved, movement's going to be made, and then the conflict ends. And then the rest of the economy looks good.
Right.
We still believe we're on that growth part of the economy. We still believe that we're on a trajectory to get back into good growth with natural models. There's nothing we can do fiscally to change the inflation that's happening now. You can't change the interest rate. You can't do those things because this is supply side.
Supply side.
Not demand side.
So in the meantime, people just need to be cognizant and probably just watch their spending.
Just like we've been talking about, Janet,
Right.
Absolutely. Watch your spending, maybe be a little bit more conservative on your trips for the summer.
Yeah.
Maybe more of a staycation, things like that, like we talked about. So that's not affecting you as an individual person. You know, it's not hurting your personal budget as we all go through this.
Yeah. All right. That's always good advice. Thank you so much. And the financial forecast, it airs every Tuesday in our 4 p.m. news. So if you have questions you want answered, email us at financialforecast@13newsnow.com.